Hey everybody, welcome back. Golden Boy MD here. So happy that you came back to my channel. I really truly appreciate all the support that you've been giving me. It's been fantastic, and I truly appreciate it. So keep those likes coming and subscribe, and I'll keep making some content that hopefully you enjoy. So today I'm going to talk about a guitar that I refurbished. Again, it's not hard to do that sort of thing. You just got to have patience. And be able to watch YouTube videos, and they come out pretty decent. So I bought this guitar at a flea market, and it was in pretty rough shape. And I'm gonna put some pictures up so you can see the process as I went along. Because at the time when I was doing it, I really didn't think about putting it on a YouTube channel. But I took some pictures. So I'll paste this picture first, which is what it looked like when I first purchased the guitar. And as you can see, it's a little beat up, and it's not bad. It's a first act guitar. They're not super high quality guitars, but they're a guitar and they're decently built. I believe this particular guitar is basswood, or the bass is basswood. The neck is probably pine, I would guess. But nonetheless, it's in decent shape. So I sanded it all down, and then this is what it looked like when I sanded it completely. And that took a little bit of time. I started with some 200 grit sandpaper on my sanding disc, and then went from 200 to 400, then to 600, and it really came out smooth, almost like glass. It was really nice to the touch. And then the next thing I did was I decided it was going to be black, and I decided that I was going to have a green pickguard. If you remember the picture I showed you, it had a white pickguard. And you can't find those pickguards anywhere, so I had to buy some pickguard material and then trace that pickguard onto the material, and then cut it out and sand it down, and to make it fit and make it look right. So then I painted the guitar black. So I just used some black primer, and here's a picture of what that looked like. And then from there I sanded it and put a couple of coats of that just to make sure that I had a deep enough color coat on it so that I wouldn't sand off back down to the wood. And then so every time and then by the way, I used canned spray paint. I just used the kind that you buy at Walmart. It was Crayon black matte is what I used, and so I did that, probably 4 coats of that, and then after that sanded it all down, and then I was just going to make it black with a green pickguard. But I was talking to my grandson, and he thought it would be kind of neat to make it colorful. So that took me a little while to figure out how to make it colorful, and we settled on using some glitter during the clear coat process. So once the paint was dry, I added some clear coat, and I used this bright tone clear gloss, and I put a coat of that on there, and then let it dry. Then I put another coat on there and let it dry. Then I sanded it a little bit and put another coat. And while that coat was still wet, I sprinkled some glitter. Note, when you're sprinkling glitter, you want to do it very lightly. I did not realize that the holes in the top of the glitter were big. And so, I sort of just did a little like that, and then did a little more, and then it just came out like almost like a salt shaker when somebody loosens the salt shaker top. And yeah, so that made a little bit of a mess. But you'll see that when I show you the final product, that there's some spots that are heavier than others, and that just required me to do a lot more sanding. So clear coat, let it dry, clear coat, let it dry, sand. That's the key to this, is really sanding in between coats. Don't need a rough sand. I think I was using 1000 grit. I maybe have used 800 grit a little bit too. And then once I was happy with the color, and I did one color on the front, which was like a gold and silver, and then a different color on the back, just so it wasn't all the same. And because the pick guard was a green sparkly color, so I wanted to offset that green. So I, put that all together and let that dry, and the whole process took about almost 2 months. Again, I wasn't in a hurry, I wasn't in a rush. I only did it on the weekends. So it took a fair bit of time. And then I worked the neck a little bit. I just pretty much just cleaned the frets, sanded it down a little bit, reconditioned the fretboard, and used the same tuners. I'm probably gonna change the tuners out, only because one of them is stripped, and so when I tighten it up, it tends to, it holds tune pretty well, but I just don't like the way it feels. So I have some other tuners that I'm gonna put in there. And again, I'll show you what the final product was. So this is what we call Mystify. That's just the name that I chose. So as you can see, this is the spot where I first started to put it on. The glitter on it came out really, really bad. And then this was a little better, and then the silver was certainly better. And this is the pick guard that I had to cut out to make it fit. And I used the other one as a template to make that work. And then I changed the pickup and the pickup cover, because this is what was on there initially, was this sort of yellow. As you can see, that's kind of worn a little bit. It still worked, but I wanted to have black with silver, and I changed the bridge and got a new bridge with new, so I could intonate it better, and then the black volume knobs. And so this is what the back side looks like. So it's like a green and gold color, and I would say overall it came out pretty good. There you can see the name of the guitar, or the actual numbers on the guitar. And then, like I said, I just sort of did the fretboard, did a little fret work on it. I didn't change the nut. The nut's still the same. And I didn't change any of the tuners yet, but like I said, I have some new ones, so I'm gonna put those on there. But yeah, came out pretty good, and looks pretty decent. Again, we call this one Mystify. I think it's important to name your guitars, because it gives you sort of a personal feel of what it's like. And so we're gonna plug it in, we're gonna turn it on, and we're gonna let you listen to what it sounds like. I didn't do a test on the pickup, so I don't know what the actual voltage was that came out of it, but it's pretty hot. When you get it cranked up, I don't have it cranked up all the way right now, but so those are the clean tones, right? Little crunch. And then little lead section. Too high. So there you go. Doesn't sound too bad. I enjoy enjoy it. I like playing it and messing around with it. And it was kind of fun to actually put the whole process together and to make it look different and unique and special to me. It's actually really light. It's not very heavy at all. It's the basswood, probably more likely than not. I didn't do the back side of the neck, so it actually feels pretty good. It may need to be sanded a little bit more just to make it a little easier to play. But anyway, that's Mystify. That's the process that I use to actually turn it into something that I like. Maybe someday I'll give it to my grandson if he decides he wants to play. But so there you go. If you have any comments or things that you've done that has made a guitar come back to life, or if you have tips or techniques or things that you've done that you can help me or help other people, by all means, please add them in the comments below. Tell me what's going on, tell me what's happening, what things you've done. And again, I appreciate all your support of my channel. Give me a like and subscribe. And thanks so much for stopping by.